Welcome to the Lissen Up podcast. Everyone, today we're joined by Khalil. Khalil, thanks for being here, man.
Hi everyone. I'm very happy to be here. Happy to be able to give some ideas and some contribution for the world on on listen. So that's why I'm here. And thanks for having me, Ben.
Man, I appreciate. As always, we met on Instagram,
Yeah,
and as always, would be amazing if you could just like introduce yourself
sure.
and tell us what you have going on.
Okay. Well, I am an electronic music producer since 2007, and well, I've traveled much the the planet around the world doing it, playing, and I make music since 2007. I started on psytrance, and I made like a lot of different styles and genres, and like now I am making techno and something more melodic. I was making a bit heavier kind of music, but now I am switching back to my melodic times because I used to make some melodic songs more like deep from my soul, from my heart, and I kind of lost myself at the on this way to the market maybe, but now I am coming back to my roots and to my feelings, you know. So that's why I am still making music because I really believe it.
Oh well, which is great because we can talk about music.
Hmm?
You are still based in Brazil.
Yes, I live in São Paulo. Yeah.
Okay, get it. Oh, I did the Blocos party over there.
Mm.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Pretty cool.
Nice.
Pre-carnival party. That's
It's
not that
insane,
common.
isn't it?
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah.
I'm,
Yeah.
I was trying to be like very quiet with, oh, it's not bad. It's okay. It's not.
Yes, yes, because everyone thinks like, oh, Carnival we only have like in Rio de Janeiro because it's famous all around the world. But Sao Paulo is the biggest carnival in Brazil because it's a bigger city. Everything is on the streets and like man, parties after parties and parties like for 1 month you can go out every day and still have fun, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm like I, I never told that story, but
Mm.
like there's an anecdote. I so I was there, right? And basically, people tell you don't dress up too much, right? Because it's very hot and because it's gonna rain, it's gonna be
Mm.
sunny, and just like okay. So I don't know. I was just in swimsuit and stuff, and there was this guy
Mm.
dressed up as a shower,
Ah,
and he had this big curtain, right, silk
all
curtain behind
right.
him, and so he would arrive and he would get close, like to say hi to some girls, and girls would arrive. He would close the
Basically,
curtain, and
there's
then
so
then after when
many.
he would reopen, he would be yeah, like with a big smile on his
Uh,
face and with the lipstick trace.
uh,
And at some point he arrived, and everyone already was just like, okay, that guy is the alpha, right?
yeah.
If we're in the jungle, he's the leader. And at some point he arrives
Mm-hmm.
again, say hi to a group of girls. This girl arrived, he closed the curtain, and then you see the girl going on her knees.
Uh, mm,
And then after
okay.
she just opened the curtain to say, "Ha ha, got you guys." Everyone was like, "What the hell is going on?" It was
Man,
hilarious. It was like, no, she would lead us.
you can see like all the different stuff you can imagine on the streets because everything is happening at the same time in the whole city. And man, there are so many people full of creativity on their costumes. Like once
Yeah,
I went to the carnival and there was this guy also. He was dressed up as a doll, but he was inside the box. Like there was a box, and he was like a Barbie kind of stuff with the box that man, like he's a doll inside the box, you know. And he was walking around, and man, that was something else. That was really cool.
I respect that. I respect that people are
Yeah.
really trying to give it all. So yeah, Sao Paulo, like, yeah, you guys know how to do it. So yeah, I really enjoyed my time over there. I was just checking. So yeah, you've been yeah a DJ and producer for like some time, and you just released some music, right?
Yes, yes. I think like 3 months ago. I don't remember exactly.
I have the exact answer
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. So please,
19th of April.
April. Yeah, yeah. Because I like one of those tracks. I don't know if you read something about it because I put some words on the internet about it. One of those tracks, it's called Systolic, and just a second, someone is calling me here. Sorry. And one of those track is called Systolic, and I made that track like a few months after I had a stroke in 2021. Yeah, so that was a very important track because I could record the sound of my heartbeat when I was at the hospital. I was doing some examination there where like they were checking my heart with some I don't know how to say that. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I could hear my own heartbeat. So I asked it if I could record it with my phone, and I did it. And then when I came back to the studio, I could make some music with that, and that song was born.
This is original.
Yes, and that song came exactly from my heart, like because yes, it is.
This is actually okay.
Yeah, this is
Nice.
a song from the
So
heart.
what you did. Well done. Okay, that's super original. I and what I read is that you released that on Terminal M
Terminal M. Yes,
label.
yes, yes, from Monica Cruz.
Yeah. No, no. So man,
Hmm.
congratulations. I mean, like this is turn. Talk about turning things upside down, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
this
Thanks,
is
man.
it's a perfect example.
Yes, because like when I made this song back then, because like it was done for a few time, like 2 years almost. But I wanted to put it out in a big label which could send my song as many places as it could. So I focused on Monica Cruz because I was already talking to her about releasing something during the pandemic, and she had a psychological breakdown and she quit everything. She was off for a few months, maybe. And then when she came back, I sent her a message again because I didn't send that song for any other label. I wanted to release on her label, and she wanted to make it. So it actually happened because she felt something about that song. I could tell her the story behind it, and she got connected to it. So it was pretty nice because she's a very nice woman, and she has one of the nicest labels for techno right now. And well, she's a big name around Europe, around
Yeah, yeah.
the world. And well, she is very nice.
She's from Germany, right?
Yeah,
She's from Germany, right?
she's from Germany. She used to live in Berlin, but now I think she moved out because Berlin is too gray for her. She wanted
Yeah,
something more
makes sense.
colorful.
Uh, to be honest, no one could ever blame anyone for that. It kind of makes sense. And man, congratulations! The fact that you transformed like that tough moment of your life, like
Thanks.
in arts, and then that resonated with other people that wanted to
Hmm.
support you. That's the best.
Yes, and it also came out on vinyl, so I have my song on a piece of plastic that will last forever. So that's
This
amazing.
is
Yeah.
super cool. And so that's a great way to start discussing a bit the business side of things. That's what interests me a lot, right?
Hmm.
We're gonna touch on creativity in a sec, but have you been like a DJ all that time, or you mainly like I don't know working as a producer in a studio? Like, how do you organize your life? Do you do this full time? Is it a part time thing? How do you organize your life? Most of the people in music I talk to, they are jack of all trades, right?
Yeah.
So they do a lot of different things. How does it work for you?
Yes. Well, nowadays I live from music, but not only from gigs. I am playing a lot less now because, well, we all had to stop during the pandemic, and
Hmm.
I found myself other ways, and well, I do play, but I play a lot less, and I am making studio stuff. I am mixing tracks for other artists, and I am actually giving classes, but all inside the music industry. So I am living from music. I am making it a living for me, but not only playing. And actually, to be honest, well, a lot of things made me think about it on the last year and a half, almost, that I was trying to reach someone else's goals, not my own goals. When I was
Hmm.
seeking for gigs and like, man, I have to make this kind of music because this is what is happening, and I have friends that are playing a lot, and I want to be like them, and I lost myself in this process, So I felt lost for a long time, and during the pandemic I had to rethink about it because it was thrown on my face, So I had to find other ways, of course, and I liked it. It's not that it's hard, man. Like, yes, it's hard to find gigs, of course. Even when you are releasing music in good labels, it's not just making good music. It's always like that. We all kind of know it. But when you are not connected to the music you are making or you are playing, just because it's the market, I think is not true. You don't put it out as it should be, because it's art, and art comes from inside. We all have to put something out when we are making our art, like music, paintings, writing, whatever. It's art, and you have to put something out. So if you're not connected to it, you are not putting anything out. You are just making it as a I don't know, as a
Content.
formula, yes, as a content, and it's always the same thing, and it never changes. And man, we are all changing all the time. We go through experiences, and I can't make the same music I made. I don't know, 10 years ago, man, 1 year ago. you know.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of it, right? Because we're human.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's what to
Each
tell a
it
story.
should be like that, but how many people we see that make the same music, that like, oh, this kind of song is the top one on Beatport, whatever, and oh, so that's what I'm gonna make. So and you see a lot of tracks that looks like that track that was the top one. So it
Yeah, yeah, no,
kind of loses
that's
the
I agree with you.
uh,
The authenticity. I
yes.
agree. Just to uh, go back real quick
Mm-hmm.
on signing at Terminal M, can you just because I guess a lot of people and aspiring DJs that will watch the episode will be wondering how you get from there, like literally, like from you're at the hospital
Yeah. Yes, yes.
to your song
Mm-hmm.
is being released under Monica Cruz label, right? Like, can you run me through the process?
Sure, sure. I was actually talking to her before I had the stroke, because I had a lot
How
of.
did you get in touch, for example?
Yeah, I am friends with Alex Stein. He's a very good friend of mine, and he released on her label a few times, and he was living in Berlin. He was friends with Monica also, and well, he put me in contact with her. He talked to her about my contacts, and he sent an email, and he introduced us. So I started to send her music because she played some of my music a few years ago, and I had that in video. And like, well, she actually know me because she plays my songs. So I started to send her a message, and yeah, and I showed her a lot of tracks that I had, and she chose one. But at at first she said like, well, we have this one, but it is not a side, it is a B side, so we need something stronger now to be the big track of this EP or whatever. And then she came to me with this compilation that she was making with other artists to make an EP for her label, but it was not a thing for me. It was something with like 10 different artists, I think. But then I showed her the song, and she actually played it once or twice, and she liked it. She liked the melody, and then she asked me if I wanted to release an EP and not be part of only a VA. So of course, I really wanted that, and it make my music a bit bigger because it was it, it was in the top, I think top 30 on Beatport. Like, it was really really cool, and I had a lot of good feedback about it. And there are people still playing it because it's not an old track, and it works. So it's really nice, man, because
Super cool.
yeah, it's something that we actually don't know that it happened this way, because when we make music, we want to release them, and of course we want to release in big labels, and it can come after releasing in a lot of small labels. You have a path to follow, and when you are ready to be in one major label, it may happen because you are ready, not because you want. And if you are not on their I don't know how to say that in English.
Radar?
not
On the radar?
not radar, but if you don't reach their expectations, because they are actually releasing a lot of different artists with the same quality. So if you don't reach that, you will never be able to release in that label, right?
You mean the standards?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And,
That's it.
and so to recap, it's basically the result of putting out your work out there that she discovered,
Yes, yes, yes.
plus plus a warm intro,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
plus you working your ass off to basically be sure that you reach the standards
Sure,
of the label that she manages.
sure, and well, my conversation with her, she's a very nice lady. She is very polite, and like she's very, as I can say, cute. Like, oh, thanks, blah. So if you don't reach people, at least being polite, they will not answer it. They will not even listen. Like, hey man, listen to my song, and like, man, okay, no, I I
Like
won't.
you owe me.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
they don't owe you anything.
yeah.
Just out of curiosity, so this is super interesting.
Hmm.
Thanks for sharing that. Out of curiosity, why releasing through a label was important for you? What did it bring you compared to you releasing on your own?
Because, well, it is a very good label. It's a big one, and also because they have a nice reach with their mailing list. Because big labels they have a very nice mailing list, so your song will be on the biggest names on the scene if they want to play before it is released.
So just hold on,
Mm.
just to be sure. So because I'm always like trying to see like the added value of different labels, right?
Hmm.
And the techno world is not all the same in the pop world, right?
Yes.
So in your case, you're saying the label brought you the ability to be visible thanks to their mailing list, for example. And in their mailing list, you talk about hardcore fans, or you talk about music critics, for example. What are the recipients of this mailing list that were actually valuable for you?
Yeah. When you release a song with good labels, because good labels have good mailing lists, and they send your track before it is released for other DJs, for like other big names that they have connection to be played if they want, if they like. So you can see who downloaded your song, who wanted to play, who left a message, and it will bring your song maybe to a big party, and a lot of people will listen to it. But not only the big labels have it, some of smaller labels, they also have good mailing lists, but it it wasn't it wasn't the biggest target, because I wanted my song also in a nice label that I like what they release, because I like their songs. And
Roster.
yes,
Yeah.
and I have friends who already released there, so it's really nice to see it and to be part of it. And it was gonna be released in vinyl too, so I really wanted that because I wanted to have it like forever in a piece of
Okay.
plastic, as I
So
said.
I'm trying like just to recap to be sure that
Hmm.
I follow properly, right? So I'm gonna put in first like the merch, right? The fact that there's a vinyl edition.
Yes.
That's of course something is way easier to organize like for label.
Hmm.
And then you have the mailing list, they can put you in touch. But at the end, I guess what I'm trying to
Mm.
see is like where and when do you monetize?
Mm.
Because how is it going for you to be the most impactful? So for example, you say there's a mailing list, right?
Hmm.
You go to a big party, whatever, like
Yes.
where do you make the most money out of that? Is it because you land on whatever an amazing playlist somewhere, so you have a lot of streaming
Hmm.
royalties? Because a DJ actually loves it and they invite you to a festival they organize, and so you're playing live, and so you touch performance rights.
Yes.
Where does the money come back to you?
Yes. Well, because of that, when we reach a lot of people at the same time, maybe there are someone who makes a party there and likes your music, and have already listened to your songs, but seeing someone big playing it, it makes this person remember, and they will probably reach you. Like I said, I am not looking for gigs as much as I used to, so I am not playing that much anymore. But it was happening this way, like when I released in a big label, and they put my name on the playlists on the market. It usually came with plays, with sales, because if it reaches some top 10, top 2, top 1, I had already tracks on top 1, for a few days, and I could have money from that. Not like I am not living from selling music online. It will never be like that, but it came as money too after a few months. And gigs, it's mostly gigs. When you have your music played, people want to see you play, and if you are available for that, they will just find out your contact online, or they will reach you on Instagram. That happened to me a few times. Last time I went to play in Canada, it happened this way, because the festival owner, he was a fan of my music, and he saw any release that came out, and he was planning his next festival. So he came to me online on Instagram, and we started to talk, and
Chat.
it it happened. So I went to Canada to play on his festival, and it was amazing. It was full of people, very nice place, and I could give more music for those people who are there to see me, because I didn't know that those people knew me as much as they knew, because I played once before in Canada in 2016, if I'm not wrong. It was another festival, and I could make some fans there, and when I played in that area, because it was the same area from the other festival, a lot of people went there, and they came to talk to me after my set, and they talked about the last festival when I played. So
Mm.
it is like it's building my name on people's minds, because if you're not seen, if you're not heard, people just won't remember you. So that's what a big label makes happen, because they have contacts, they have people who work for portals that can put something on media about you, share your picture, share your social media, and send your music
They
to a
help
lot
with the
of places.
marketing.
Yes, yes, yes. So
They help.
this is the most important thing. Like, when a label is quite big, they have money to work on this kind of stuff. So it's more interesting when you can actually release music, not with that target, but because you want to release your song in a big label, in a good label that will actually work on your music. Because when you just release music online and you do nothing with that, no one will know about it. So yes, you won't have any profit on that, or any
Yeah, and
invitation,
just
whatever.
yeah, yeah, and just for my understanding, so if now you're performing live less,
Hmm.
you're yeah, that sentence doesn't come at the right way at all. If now you're less performing, whatever, uh, how how does it come back to you then?
Yeah, when I like labels, they work in quarters on their year, so they will send me money after 2 quarters, when they have numbers of these sellings online in
But I mean,
place.
so streaming. No, no,
Streamings.
the way it comes from them. This
Yeah.
you talk about streaming money
Mm-hmm.
and merch money.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, okay, get it. So because you're less inclined to perform live,
Mm-hmm.
so streaming money and merch money are the only thing. Got it.
But
So I guess
sorry
yeah.
to cut you now,
Go
but
ahead.
it also happens that my name being on the scene again, and like I do teach people also, and money comes out of it too. So if there are some DJs that want to learn, and they see that I am giving classes, and they like my music, or they want me to mix their songs because they know how I work. They know that my songs have a good quality. So it also comes that way. I had a few clients because of this latest release, because they already knew me, but when they saw on my social media that I am mixing tracks, they're like, "Oh man, do you have time to mix my track?" "Oh yeah, sure." And they send like 5 tracks in a row, so it is quite nice, because this is something that I am focusing more, because I want to work more now in this backstage, like behind the scenes. I want to be part of it, But as I told you, that I have been thinking a lot about these last 2 years. Uh,
Hmm.
I actually don't need it anymore. I used to think that I needed it to play. To be the guy there in front of everyone, being like the biggest name on that room at that moment, being the most important person in that event when you are playing, because that was my inner kid demanding attention. And
Hmm.
I do therapy, and I like 4 years now, and man, it hit me with a tennis racket on my face, and like, man, do you really want it, or you want the attention that comes to you because of that? So like, I am starting to understand more, like, man, I love to play my music out there. It's something that I really enjoy making, but not that I need it anymore. Like, I am not looking for that, like, with all my strength and the power that I have, and like, man, I don't sleep, and I am always trying to. I've been there before. I done that, and my mind, like, just
I guess that if you lived that phase entirely,
hmm
then it's okay, because the
hmm
only problem would be to have regrets. But if you lived it and then you
hmm
decided that now it's not for you anymore, then everyone's happy actually.
yeah, 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 I am not sad because of that. Like, of course, I love to play. It is something that I enjoy doing. I love to go to a party and be on stage and making people dance, because I make music for them, not for myself. I put it out and I want them to listen to it, to like to get,
Enjoy.
yes, to get what I was trying to give them. And this is the most important connection that an artist can have with their audience.
So, regarding the connection with your audience,
Mm-hmm.
how do you manage fan engagement? Because live,
Mm-hmm.
you're performing, and I guess you do a meet and greet afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Online, your label will be distributed,
Mm-hmm.
and you have your Instagram. How do you manage this fan engagement? For example, how do you tell people that you do classes?
Yes, I from time to times I make some videos here in my studio showing what I am doing, and in English and in Portuguese, because, well, I live here and a lot of people know me around here. And this is how I show people what I am doing. I actually put some money on the post too, to have more engagement.
Paid, paid advertisement.
Yes, 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 and
Get it?
that usually comes as more clients, or at least people know that I am making it, and then, like, oh man, can you do that? So let's talk to him, because I am.
Interesting. So this is not something you have up all the time.
Yes,
It's
no, no,
kind
no.
of seasonal.
Yes, yes, because I have a few clients that they always send me tracks. They are like, we are connected, and they usually need it because they know that I do it well and it works for them. So they always send me tracks, like 3, 4, 5 tracks a month, because they are like machines. They make a lot of tracks, and they don't want to have this process on mixing their songs. They how can I say,
Yeah, they don't want to be boxed.
no, they feel free to create, and not think for the mix details, and like, man, I have to know how to use a compressor and how to use an key and volumes, and like, man, they just make music, and when it's ready they send to me and I mix
They
it.
delegate the
Yes.
post production to you. Get
Yes,
it.
yes.
And interesting. So you have enough customers that you have a recurring revenue stream on your production producer
Yes.
activity. You use your releases to basically market yourself with a bit of merch and streaming royalties, and at the same time you go play live whenever you feel like it.
Yes, and I still make music, of course. I have a lot of tracks
Yeah,
that I am actually sending to other labels too, and it will happen again soon because I've been releasing in some nice labels too. So it actually counts. Like, man, I can see that you released in this one, this one, this one. So you may be good. So let's listen to your song. And
it's like if you have a CV, right?
yes, 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 kind of that.
The
Yeah.
guy's been,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And so it's your book.
Hmm.
The How do you manage to maintain again that connection with your fans? You know what I mean? Like, how do you ensure that you don't lose the public attention that is basically helping you to stay where you are now? So, of course, you release songs, right? But, like, do you do some kind of perks for your fans? Or do you have a Discord server? Do you organize meet and greets? Do something to basically reward some of your fans?
No, man, I really don't. not,
So you focused,
not
yeah,
because I don't like it or like I just never thought about it because I am more in the studio here working, and well, there are so many things to think about, like when you say that you wanna reward your fans or your audience. There's so many tools now that you can be in, that like, man, I don't think that I would have enough patience to be in all of them, it's not
if you
something.
would have to,
Sorry.
go ahead. Sorry.
No, like, also that I had a few problems, like y- using social media. I was like too much in it, like too much not posting and making contact. uh, I was only looking on it like hours a day, man, and it was messing up my mind, so I decided to quit of it, like for a few months, to like cleanse, so I
Mm-hmm.
I am not in that anymore as I used to, because man, I used to make a lot of stories, and I used to have this character that I called Elena, that was me on those face swaps, and I was like talking shit all the time, and it was getting bigger than my work, like everyone wanted to see me doing that. And also when I went to parties to play, they would like, "Hey, Elena," and I say, "Hey," because
They wanted to see your alter ego.
yes, yes, but like I couldn't do that offline because I was doing that through apps, but I was getting known for it, So like, man, okay, I want to be known for my music or for this character that I am making that is not connected to music. I was not making content about me making songs and going,
Yeah.
I was just making content because I like to make people laugh, I really like it.
Yeah, it was like comedy and
Yes,
type,
yes, yes,
right?
yes, yes.
Entertainment.
And I was
What would you think? Sorry.
no, and I was kind of good at it because a lot of people was coming to me, and I was getting more fans because of that, not because of music. So it felt kind of wrong, because man, this is not what I wanna aim for my career. I'm not a comedian. I am a music producer. So this is what I want. So I had to focus on what I really wanted. And of course, I know that I should use something like that to grow my fan base. Not like disconnecting from what I do, but using it inside my social media, which is really funny, to gather people to my other content.
If it would be something
Mm.
around music, what do you think would be the perk that your fans would like the most? I heard so many different
Hmm.
perks, right? So you could imagine you live stream a DJ session you do when you're producing
Hmm.
at home. You name the next song with my partner's name. You share the stems of your last mix, right? What do you think would be the perk that you could give your fans? It could be physical or digital. What could you give them? And like, if I'm a K.A.L.I.L fan and I see this, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I want to have it.
Man, I've never thought about it because it was, I I don't know. I think I've never had, or at least I never saw it happening, that I had fans like like that. Like when I would buy something that you were selling, or I would follow you if you
if,
are.
if they buy if they buy a vinyl, for example, it
Hmm.
means that you already have people that could be categorized as super fans. So the question is, these people that went as far as buying vinyl, knowing they could
Hmm.
very well listen to your music on a streaming platform, so they went the extra mile
Sure.
because they want to be a part of your story.
Hmm.
What else than a vinyl do you think would make them happy?
Man, I really think that who likes my music, they really like what I put in. So I think what would be nice for them, it would be like being part of it at some point. Like, okay, so you can send me your voice and I will put in on a song.
Mm.
Or like, man, you can record your dog barking because you like your dog, and I will use that to make something. I think that would be at least very important for one person, which is like, man,
Yeah.
this is kind of interesting, because once I was touring in Germany. I played in a very small city. I don't remember exactly the name now. I went to this very small club, and there was like three people there, three people to see me, and they were there to see me. They were not like, man, what we have tonight, oh, there is nothing happened, so let's go to the club. And when I showed up at the club, this girl, like, she was very young. I think she was 17 something. She started to scream, oh my god, oh my god, it's Khalid. Man. And I had never had that,
Amazing.
never had that before. And I was kind of sad because, man, no one came to the city. But okay, it's a small city in the middle of nothing. And there was this girl with her boyfriend, and they wanted me to sign their caps and whatever,
Hmm.
and they were very happy to see me there, so I played for them. I
Listen,
made a set for three
three
people, man. this, that was amazing.
three super fans
Hmm.
are worth way more than 1,000.
Sure, sure.
So, and not just about money, it's
Hmm.
also about art,
Yeah.
because that inspires you when you perform for them,
Hmm.
and you actually are part of the narrative with them.
Hmm.
So that's awesome to hear stories like
Yes,
this.
yes. And also, there are some there were some parties that I played that was like, they were full, they were packed. But I found someone who was really enjoying it, like who was really feeling it and dancing and smiling, and man, and I made the set for that person or their friends that were really having a good time with my music. Not like, oh, you mostly see people dancing, but they were just dancing because there is loud music playing and the kick is hitting and they may be high on something. But when I find someone who is really enjoying it and is looking me in my eyes, and I get connected to them, I don't need all the party dancing, man. If I'm making those people happy, I am playing for them, which is really nice because that comes on the other way from what I was saying before, like that I needed attention and I wanted
Yeah,
the most people possible to be looking at me and to be giving attention to me. And like, man, okay, but if those three people are having the good time and they are giving me what I am giving them, they are giving me back. That's the kind of attention that I want.
yeah. It's quality attention.
Yes, yes.
It's
It's
like
not
if
like
you
random.
if
Oh, it's
you
a DJ there
yeah,
playing.
yeah,
Okay, so let's dance.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is,
It's when you raise your hand and just like I love you
yeah,
all,
yeah,
and
yeah.
no one.
Yes.
The and so, for example, like this couple, right? Like, okay, so you arrived, you performed live, right? So the live experience
Mm,
is still unbeatable. But do you think, for example, that would be really great for you to maintain that engagement, right? Wherever these people were, right? So let's imagine you will be able to know that they are still streaming you to this
mm-hmm,
day, and they are based in Germany, as you said, right? What would be the thing that you would be like, if I send them that, they're gonna be happy? You know what I mean? Something to maintain the
mm-hmm,
engagement. Because again, for example, now you have a new vinyl going out.
mm-hmm,
Maybe like I don't know when this was, but like maybe they it was a long time ago, so
mm-hmm,
they started following other artists and stuff. And so maintaining that relationship is
mm-hmm,
something that you nurture, and that's something that is actually what most businesses do. And if you're an artist and you make money out of it, you're a business per
mm-hmm,
se. So if you had a way to make it, let's forget all the constraints,
mm-hmm,
what would you think that they would like to see, experience, or receive from you? Imagine once a year, for
mm-hmm.
example.
Yes, I used to make some T-shirts with my logo and with my tattoo here.
Tattoos. So merch.
Yeah, yes, yes. As a way to give people, or I never sold any of these things, but I used to make some and I gave it to one or
Hmm.
other friend, and I had also stickers too that I was always giving people when I was playing. And well, I didn't do that for the audience, like the t-shirts and whatever, but I would do it to make something like that. Like, man, I really liked what to see you dance. Please send me your address that I will send you a t-shirt and something like that. It would be something interesting because that person would never forget me, and
Exactly.
that's something
That's fun
interesting. Yeah.
engagement.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Like 100%. Or you could like have I don't know, like a free mixing session or
Mm-hmm.
whatever,
Mm-hmm.
anything that would be like, oh my gosh, I could like create a small track
Mm-hmm.
and K.A.L.I.L could be mixing it, for
Mm-hmm.
example. That's something that I
See.
explore a lot at the minute
Mm-hmm.
because we have a lot of different requests from a lot of different artists
Mm-hmm.
telling us what their fan base would like, and we're trying to find what would be the most relevant to do
Mm-hmm.
at first because we don't have capacity to do everything at the same time. But
Mm-hmm.
it's interesting to hear that you were even like giving away some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you said that a lot of your activities on mixing. What do you think about AI in that category because now you have web
Hmm.
service like websites. You can just drop your song and stuff is gonna mix it for you.
I had
What's your opinion
I
on that?
had that conversation with some friends here that are making music and mixing also. There's in my head, okay, there are some good stuff from it because man, we can't fight technology. It's there and we have to use it, and it's becoming better and better, and we have to use it for our like to help us. It it won't it it won't replace us. It is there to be used. It's a tool. Like, of course, there are some services that, man, you send the track and it's mastered from a algorithm and it's done. But it will never be the same as a person who actually feels something about your song and want to put something there that it's not something automatic, but it's good to be used like for processes, like when you have like, okay, I can use this AI to cut all the low frequencies from these 500 tracks in 2 minutes. Of course, man, I would use it easily, but well, as I like to mix, and I think people also like it, at least some of my friends who are making this for a long time, because we wasn't born into AI, of course, and we are seeing it now for like from a few years until now. We still look for real people doing it. Like, there are people who actually want real people touching their songs. But
Okay.
on the production way, man, I use AI to make music because it brings me a lot of
What do
ideas.
you use it for? So what do you use it for? For you, very interesting in your workflow. So for you, AI is supposed to be a tool.
Mhm.
So far, so good. And where do you use it in your workflow to do what?
When I am not like very inspired, it helps me, like, man, giving options that I would never think about, and it comes to my mind and it brings me to other places.
Like what? Can you be specific? Like which tool do you use?
Man, there is a tool on Logic now, because I use Logic Pro, that
Hmm.
you write something that you want and it will start showing you like options. It kind of create like beats or synth lines, whatever.
Like, what do you mean? Like a rainy Sunday, and it would generate
I've
some kind of an idea.
I've never used it this way, but like I want to synth heavy metallic synth in a sad melody, so it will bring me
Ah,
options.
okay.
Not like that. Oh, I want to make a music that reminds me of a sunny day. I've never tried it. It's an interesting way of using it, because like using the AI is mostly what you ask on it. Like, the
So you
right
generate.
questions give you the right answers, so you can use it in a better way, of course.
And are you familiar with the AI companies at the moment battling the major labels regarding what they call fair use?
No, man, I
Are
am
you
not
familiar?
very into it, because,
Okay.
as I told you, I've been only working here. I am not a lot looking for what is coming out, which is it's a mistake that I am making, because I am getting like old on it. Not old, but I am not being part of things that are coming, and I am not, and I am not recycling myself, and it is something that I am starting to do now, because I was kind of locked on my mind for a few years, and I didn't want to see what was happening, and see what is coming out, and this new plugin, what is AI doing now, and new ways of making what I was making. And now I am starting to read stuff and to search for articles, and like getting in touch with some new stuff, but not all of them. I am not very familiar with all these
No,
things
no,
yet.
the the AI thing is mainly that there is a debate
Mm-hmm.
regarding the fact that you could train a machine on existing work for free.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine now all your songs,
Mm-hmm.
a technology company could basically train an AI system on them
Mm-hmm.
and now start generating K.A.L.I.L songs without you. And the big debate is not if it's something that would be interesting or not, right? The debate is how do you control that this is trained for free or not? Because the concept that these companies are saying is, well, humans train themselves on other songs.
Mm-hmm.
We don't ask them to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not exactly true because you actually pay for that. Like if you have a music subscription, you actually pay to listen to
Mm-hmm.
a song, right?
You go to
So
the
you
to
like advertise.
shows, and you pay
Right. So
for it.
if you hear that song at some point, you paid, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let's imagine, and so the point is to say like we can actually train our AI models on it to then generate more songs that people will have to pay for.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about this?
Oh man, it's a very thin line, when we talk about what to do with that, because there are quite a lot of people who actually buy music from other people, and they are known for songs that they didn't make, so it is.
No, but now it's not that the human
I know,
doesn't
I
make
know, I
it.
know, I know.
It's a technology company.
Yes, 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 and I was I wa- I was gonna get there, and then if you have something that makes it faster and easier, like, man, I need a song to be released next Friday. What day is today? Tuesday. No, of course, when you know how to make a song for years, you probably make a song in 2 days. But if you want a song done now, because you have to send to to the label, because you made, I don't know, it will come out on a movie, whatever. And if it's easier and it's cheaper, you will probably use this tool. I would use it if I need it, not to make an
Aren't you
entire song.
afraid? Aren't you afraid? Not to make an entire song.
Yes, 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 but like,
So that's the issue. The issue is that these things do entire songs.
yes, yes, even with lyrics and whatever, which I find very interesting, because there are a lot of people using it to make funny content, and it's incredible how these things work. I am getting into it, but well, I think it's a good thing that is coming. Like when the personal computers were invented, a lot of people said that they were going to replace people on things, and they were going to lose their jobs and whatever. A lot of people lost their jobs, but a lot of people found jobs to work on it. So every big technology that comes will actually replace something old that was there. And on music, I don't think it will replace the human touch, it can be used to make like plastic music, maybe because you just write something and it comes out and that's it. But most of the audience maybe don't want something that touches them inside, so it works, it's
Get it?
yeah. So I think
No,
there
no,
will always be people who want to experience both. Maybe like, oh, okay, let's go to a band that, man, there are bands that now they are making shows that they are not real people, and not music made by people. They are mm, avatars who are playing on stage in a big screen with loud music made by AI for real people, and these people are being fans from these AI artists.
Don't you aren't you afraid of the risk to see human creativity decrease?
Well, it has been decreasing for from a few years now, because you see a lot of things from the same genres, like you hear for like the same songs sung by different people, uh, what is real creativity is when you put stuff that are not connected into something else, and you it's not create something new, because I think nothing is new anymore. Now AI is bringing something that we didn't have before, so it's kind of new. All those videos, those images that it creates, like, man, from nowhere, from words, from thoughts, and it comes. But I don't think that we replace human creativity, because we always find a way to keep on doing it. Like, we lost jobs when computer came, so we found other jobs to use computers and work on it. Now AI is coming, like, it is coming very very hard, and maybe it will take people's jobs, but now it's not regulated, and so I
So you're not worried at the minute.
no, I am not worried that it will end people's creativity, because I think at the moment most people don't think that AI is going to replace us, maybe it will.
Okay.
Maybe it
No, no.
will, but we I think that it won't. We will just live with it in our good purpose, and it will help us on the daily things too, and whatever.
So, so talking about helping, I always like ending the podcast on that question, which is like, what would be the tool or the service that right now you wish you had, even if you have no idea of something that exists
Mm.
that does it. Sorry, like a magic wand, something that you would need right now that would help you in your life.
Okay, man, what I personally needed now is like something that takes care of my social media and everything that comes to this side hustle that I have to have, because we producers, we DJs, we have to do everything. We have to be the guy who is making music, who is mixing, who is taking pictures, who is making videos, who is posting it on social media, who is engaging with fans, and who is talking to this and making this. Like, we leave music to the last position, because there's so many stuff to make your song reach some place that you want, that you lose a lot of time doing it. Like, man, I don't want to be at my place with my wife. We are having a very nice dinner or whatever, and I don't want to be on my phone like, oh, sorry, I have to post
Mm.
this now because it's time, because now it's the best time of the day, and sorry. Like, man, I really don't want it. I know there are
So
some
marketing.
tools. Yes, I know there are some tools that makes this as an automated action, but I don't want to think about it. Like, I am doing what I am doing.
So if I may just, because marketing is an immense topic, right? You're
Mhm.
talking about a scheduler, something that could schedule your posts, for example.
Not exactly that, but create the posts for me. Like,
Ah, so you want something that generates
yes, yes,
the
yes,
posts
yes.
for
Because,
you.
like, man, I don't want to make a video of like, hey, I am here, and like, man, there is an AI that takes my face and do whatever I write them, or it will just look for everything that I have posted, and it will come with a video of me saying something about music that I have been doing, or I don't know, any other thing.
Don't you feel that if you that makes perfect sense, to be honest. Don't you feel just that if AI, because what you describe is something that needs to be more advanced than a
Mm-hmm.
classic software.
Mm-hmm.
If AI is generating your marketing,
Mm-hmm.
and if AI is able to generate your music, where is the human at the end of the day? What does the human do? Do you know what I mean? That's the only fear I have with AI. It's just like if we automate everything, what do you do?
Well, until the day that AI don't need humans anymore, because it may happen, because at some point it will just feed itself with new information and new connections, and we won't be we won't be necessary for this planet anymore, because it will think that we are.
Oh,
Really, really. I have been into this kind of conversation with some other friends who are really into AI, and on the dark side of it, it it is it will probably learn from itself, and it will uh, see that humans are not necessary to this planet anymore, because, like, okay, we need this whole area to build a new server facility, and all the vehicles that are driven by AI will come, and we will like put everything down, and it will start building stuff with 3 3D painting and whatever printing, sorry. And like, man, okay, because we are not needed in this area anymore, we need this area for that, so okay, that's like, you know.
so long, humanity. Hello, Terminator.
Yes,
Okay.
it
Eh,
it can
So,
happen, but like on the dark side of it, because we we can, like, man, we can think.
what's the bright side?
Yes,
What's the bright
the
side of it? To finish on a light note.
yes, the bright side of it is, like, man, we will be always the ones who are writing the comments that you want AI to do. Like, if you are controlling it, because you will have to ask what you need, it won't create everything like from nothing. It won't be working for you if you don't ask for it, it 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 will it will probably learn some of your needings and whatever, but if you don't ask things, it won't make. So we will
So
have we will still have control on it.
so
That's it.
the positive outcome would be that we reach a good complementarity
Yes,
ecosystem
yes,
with these tools.
as we did
That's
with computers.
okay. Get it. That's a nice way to close it.
It's good,
Man,
man.
thanks a lot for your time.
Thanks a lot, man. Thanks for
And
having me.